Let's take a look at some of the styles of the powerful Shuriken of the samurai and ninja. Look at this beautiful display of these projectiles. We have Hira Shuriken and we have Bo Shuriken and some modern variations here in this collection. Very, very interesting. So the word Shuriken, we think of throwing stars, or Chinese stars people call them. They're a bit of a misnomer, but these are flat. So anytime you have flat Shuriken, they're called Hira Shuriken. Hira means flat, Shaken means car or wheel, and kuruma means wheel as well, or car. So these kuruma-ken, these wheel shuriken, these Hira shuriken are flat. Then you have stick type shuriken, which are called bo. Bo is the name for stick. Bo shuriken here are more of a spike to throw, much thinner, easy to carry. These are more difficult to carry. All kinds of different shapes and styles here depending on the ryuha you were in, and some of these are not real, they're kind of a modern manufacture. All kinds of different shapes and sizes. Probably the most popular here is this Togakureryu Senban here. That's a really cool shape. As you can see, this is made famous in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s by many of my teachers. You have the different types of points here. Well, this is a roppo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided, an iga roppo shuriken, different shapes. Then you have iga happo. Happo is the 8 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-sided shuriken here. Most common are the 4, or the senban, and the different shapes and sizes. Here are some of different weights to throw at targets. These are modern, machine-made. Made by Sure Strike or Cold Steel. You can find these online in different weights and classes. The reason this tape is on here is because when I throw them at targets, I always paint them or put colored tape so that when you lose them you can find them, because these are very dark. But look at all these different shapes and sizes. Here are some more kind of modern versions here with the different tips. Here's one that's just really kind of a rainbow shape. These are very, very sharp, so you have to be careful when throwing these horizontally or vertically. Here are some more different shapes here. Another type of style here. There's so many. Do I have Koburi Roppo here? Yes. Another shape from another type of school. Look at that one. Aren't these cool? I know I say that word a lot, but they really are. All different shapes. Here are some rubber ones which you can find online. So these rubber ones are literally made of rubber so that you can practice them around the house. Just be careful because they can still hurt your eye, or you don't want to hit the cat with these. All different shapes. This is a shiho, kind of a wave type of shuriken here. Interesting shape. All different shapes. Look at these. These are from the movie The Master with Shoko Sugi, or the television series with Lee Van Cleef and Shoko Sugi. These are a modern invention. These are one of my favorite shapes here. They don't have to be sharp. They can be fairly dull, and you wouldn't want them razor sharp. Like, I would not want to carry these around because they are so sharp. They just go through your skin. I want them to be fairly dull at the end so that they don't cut me, because these are designed not to kill people but literally just to distract. Throwing these at you at night, you would think that something was biting you, a bat or something. So to throw these as you close in on the opponent, they're just designed to hurt. Yes, there are stories of them being covered in dung so that you would become poisoned with tetanus. That is in history, written in several accounts. Of course, you have the kunai. Kunai is a digging tool to pry open doors or windows, or to break open blocks or something. But these could be thrown in the bow style. Or, of course, you can cut with this or stab, probably more for stabbing than anything. So the kunai would be considered in the family, possibly, of shuriken here. And the cool bow shuriken. These are much more difficult to throw because you have to worry about distancing. These are only sharp on one side. So the distance between you and the opponent, whether you throw the flipping method or the straight method, either way, you have to know your distance in order to hit. However, again, you can hit with either side of the shuriken. The dull side's going to hurt. It's not about sticking them in the target. It's about hitting the target to distract them or to scare them away so you can escape. This is interesting. Some Shuriken, whatever was available at the time in the Edo period, they would use. So this is a mon here. This is a necklace that I have. This is a real Kanetsu Ho. This is from, because there are 21 waves on here, the number of waves on these coins tell you when they were made. There are 21 nami on here, 21 waves. So this is around 1768, 1769. This would have been one of the mon valued copper coins here, valued at about 4 mon. But if you had a bunch of these could be used as shuriken. You could throw these to distract the opponent. Of course, they would run after the money. Very interesting from the Kane period there. Here are some more rubber ones that you can buy online. These are really cheap if you're under a budget. These are literally bendable, made of rubber for your kids. I started out with these because I couldn't afford anything else. So this was the first thing in my collection, these kind of Bruce Lee Chinese ones that I got when I was watching Bruce Lee in the 1980s. More rubber ones. Aren't they all nice? All different shapes. So it's kind of a personal preference. Which one do you prefer? I like them all. I like them all. I want them all. And again, it looks like a large collection. It really isn't. It's just that I'm old now. I'm 51. So for me, you just get a couple a year and you get a collection over the decades. What's the point of all these? They're fun. They are good to throw at targets. Now, in modern days, the reason why I practice Shuriken Jutsu is so that I can throw things, projectiles, if I ever had to. So here are some modern Shuriken, in my opinion. You could throw your wallet at somebody. Throw your wallet, your credit cards are in there. If they want your card, give it to them. Who cares? As long as they don't want your body. Give them your money if you're robbed. It's not worth dying over a possession. So you might throw your wallet perhaps into the woods so that they run, or throw it to the sidewalk and run the other way. Here's a screwdriver, a wonderful representation of a bow shuriken. A lot of people have these in their garages. A knife, of course. Many people in the U.S. carry pocket knives, so you could unclinch your knife and throw it, hit them. Here's a pair of scissors, perfect shuriken in the modern day. Excellent. You could hit with either side, but you wouldn't want to get that in the side of your ear, would you? Here's an actual throwing knife, designed for throwing on both sides. Here is a nail setter. Perfect. It literally looks like a bow shuriken. So carpenters out there already have weapons on their tool belt. Of course, a pen. Is the pen mightier than the sword, or are they equal? Well, if you throw that at somebody, it'll give you a couple milliseconds to close in and punch, or to run. Here's a pair of pliers, needle nose pliers. These are very heavy. Again, if I throw that, it's top heavy. Chances are that is going to hit you in the eye. That would not be fun. Here's a wrench. I mean, there's so many objects that we need to learn how to defend ourselves with. Not to the point where you're like a weird person where everything you're scared and you're always looking for a weapon when you're around your loved ones. It's just about general awareness. We train in weapons so that we become aware. How many of us hold a remote control half the day watching television? So that is a shuriken. And of course our cell phone, the number one thing that we hold, sadly, that we are addicted to, many of us, that could be thrown easily to hit someone in the head for self-defense purposes. CD, we used to throw these all the time, or a blade of a saw. You can imagine getting that and getting hit in the cheek with that. It's not going to hurt, but it's enough to distract. Again, the idea of these for the samurai was to close distance. So to-teki. To-teki is the idea of throwing with your wrist. To-teki, throwing the shuriken out there. And there's different ways to throw. There's yoko tate to, there's tate to, standing throwing, kneeling throwing, hanza to, half stance, or kneeling, hiza to. Many ways to throw these, which I'm working right now on a instructional seminar, kind of a DVD on how to throw these into a target. And we're just working with the shaken, the flat hita shuriken now, the senban style. We are not working with the bow style yet, because those are much more difficult. These are much easier to throw, because you don't have to worry about distance with these. You just chuck them, and chances are you're going to hit the target. Let's go over to the wall. I'll show you a couple more on the wall, and then we'll end the video, because you guys are probably busy, but boy, these are nice, aren't they? We get questions all the time about this wall here. It's just a display. Everything there is glued to the board. They're not meant to come off, so there are some Small kunai, Tagakare Senban, different shapes and styles. This is a large, freakishly large, modern Shuriken that is huge and heavy, costs a lot of money. Not practical at all, but really fun to throw in the woods. That thing is like bigger than a frisbee. Here you have the bow Shuriken, spikes, beautiful. Tagakare Senban, another Nami wave. Different shapes and sizes. One of the modern kind of ones that the old guys out there will remember. Here's another shape. All of these are glued. However, to be a true ninja, you always want to leave one that is not glued in case you need to throw it at someone. Sounds goofy, but I always keep one that's just sitting on a nail in case I need to pull it off the wall, because these don't come off here. None of those move, but that one does. Always have a secret. Another shape. There's another kunai there. All kinds of different things to throw. And this sets to inspire us to go out and make a target. In many parts of the world right now, it's summertime. Why not go out and get some wood or some cardboard, use a cardboard box, some styrofoam, and make a nice target and start to throw shuriken, or make your own, carve your own, make them out of paper, use playing cards, whatever you have available to use as a throwing weapon. It's a good thing to practice. It feels good and it relieves stress. So that's a little part of the shuriken there. Those of you out there who love this stuff like I do, we appreciate these and we're grateful to have these in our life to practice with and to try to be a bit more skilled at. Good luck in your shuriken jutsu throwing. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.